In this video, I'll be tying a bug eye yellow stimulator on a size 8 hook. Before I get started, I'd like to make just a few comments about this fly. It's a very effective attractor dry fly pattern to use when hoppers, stoneflies, or large caddis are on the water. It's also a great pattern for a dry dropper rig. You can tie this pattern in smaller and larger sizes and in different color variations. For this video, I'll be tying my favorite size and color variation. The bug eye, or as some people like to call it, a booby eye, allows the stimulator fly to be more visible, ride higher on the water, and I believe possibly giving the fly an additional trigger to entice the trout to strike. So let's get started. Start by putting a Firehole size 7/18 hook, size 8 in the vise. We'll be running a bead of thread using a jam knot to secure the thread. On the shank of the hook. We'll follow this up by putting a tail on, and we're going to be using Nature Spirits all-purpose deer hair. You want to grab a pinch. Not very much, just a pinch of deer hair. Comb the under fur out. And then drop into a hair stacker. And we'll line it up. And what I like to do is bring the deer hair up 2/3 of the length to the thorax. This will assist in making a better looking abdomen and also help with the flotation of the fly. You got one wrap underneath. There we go. We'll be putting on next the ribbing material, and we're going to be using a small Ultrawire gold color. Followed by a size 18 brown Whitting Hackle. And just remove a few of the bobs, the hackle, secure it on. And then lastly, a piece of razor foam, about 1/2 to 1 millimeter in thickness and about 2 to 3 millimeter in width. And again, we'll line this up about 2/3 of the way up, almost to the thorax of the eye of the hook. Secure that in. And once that is done, we can follow it with a overlapping wrap of the razor foam. We end up with a very consistent, smooth looking abdomen. Tie off the razor foam. And then we'll start with the ribbing with the hackle feather. And you want to make these rib spacing with the hackle feather about 2 millimeter in width. All the way up to the thorax. Tie that off. Follow that with the gold wire. We're going to run the gold wire in between the middle of the spacing of the hackle. It'll not only secure the hackle onto the abdomen, but also I think it gives a good look to the abdomen as well. Secure that off, bend the wire forward, and then we'll do a helicoptering. Break off the wire. Follow this with a deer hair wing, natural color. And again, we just want to get a pinch of deer hair. Less is better. Comb the under fur out. Again, drop it into the hair stacker. And we'll measure it out. I like to have it where the tips of the wing are lined up with the tips of the hair tips of the tail. Right there. Trim it down. There we go. Now we want to spin the bobbin counterclockwise. This will allow the thread to jump to the left when we go to tie this on. Go one wrap around the deer hair and then follow with the wraps around the deer hair and the shank of the hook. Secure that on with some very tight wraps. There we go. You get one wrap, maybe two behind. All right. and secure that on with just a little bit of head cement. Now we want to put on the rubber legs, side of the body. I'm going to run the thread right up against the wing. Couple of secure wraps in there. Turn it down here. Here we go. I can put on the hackle. I like to put that on with the shiny side of the hackle facing the eye. Have secure wraps. Now we're ready to put on the booby eye or bug eye. Down there with some figure 8 wraps. Careful not to catch the legs in the wraps. And we'll just even out the size of the eyes here. Here we go. Put a little drop of head cement here underneath, and this will secure the bug eye from rotating. Now we're ready to put on the dubbing for the thorax, and we're going to be using an orange ice dubbing. Wrap that on. Let's just put a little bit more on here. Okay, lastly, we're ready to wind a Cree hackle on. 2 wraps between the legs, then come outside. And we're going to do 3 wraps around with the thread behind the booby or bug eye. to secure the hackle. Cut off the tag. Do a couple of hitches. Trim off the thread, straighten the legs, and let's see, we'll trim them down to just the length, back legs just the length to the end of the tail, and the front legs will be just a little bit shorter. Again, you can see that the right amount of deer hair for the wing. You don't want it to be overloaded, be top heavy. Put a little head cement, secure the thread, cut off a few stragglers here, and then we're going to take a black magic marker and put a little eye on the bug eye. Here we have it. Bug eye, yellow stimulator. Oh, we got a little errant. Piece of deer hair trimmed off. Thank you for watching.